I've had 15 years of adventures all over the world and I've finally written a book about it. The first chapter is about how my stint in paragliding, hike and fly began. I'll start reading. The single biggest motivation for me learning to fly was to explore the mountains around the southern lakes of New Zealand. Seeing that the weight of the equipment made it possible to hike and fly was a revelation that I arrived at independently. In my first year, I went to New Zealand alone with no knowledge of the established flying sites. My enthusiasm overcame all obstacles and each flight was an exhilarating experience that left me with an insatiable appetite for more. Today everything's a lot easier with lightweight gear, improved performance and knowledge gained from experience. Back then I was learning things the hard way and loving it. I started my paragliding course near the eastern tip of Australia with my instructor Phil in May 2007. He invited me on a 2-week trip to India in November as proof of concept for running group tours. In 2 weeks there, I got more airtime than I had during half a year in Oz. The Indian Himalaya is a famous place to fly, with the site beer billing known to the pilot community worldwide, but for me at the time it was just a means to an end. Before signing up to learn, I'd had a long chat with Phil about the capabilities of a paraglider. Was it really possible that you could hike up a mountain and fly off the side? He conceded that while it was possible, you have to learn how to fly first. So this Indian trip was the chance to demonstrate that I had sufficient skills to get an intermediate rating, where I could go somewhere and decide for myself if it was safe to fly. The following month, I was off in New Zealand. This debut trip across the ditch was something I dreamt of for a long time. I still remember all of my flights. I edited the wobbly pixelated footage in sync with Lateralis, a song which I felt could have been written about this. It was like a sacred hymn.
So we camped in at Scott Creek, and I've just been listening to Lateralis fully cranked on the iPod. Overthinking, overanalyzing, separate the body from the mind. Willowing my intuition, leaving a version of me behind.
Back to Australia and I printed a poster with my boots in it and hung it up in my office. So these mountains were never far from my mind. In a few months I was back. The flying part was tough, I had a huge load to carry, but I was out there. It was happening. Now this was my thing. In less than a year I'd had a lot of experiences, but I hadn't flown very far yet. The theme of this first chapter was to start small. When you're so excited, this is easier said than done. I loved editing my footage to that special song. What do you think? Let me know in the comments.